This is In Case You Missed It, your national agriculture news recap for the week ending August 22nd, 2025. Saskatchewan Premier Scott Moe says he's headed to China in hopes of persuading Beijing to drop tariffs on Canadian canola. Last week, China hit Canadian canola seed with a preliminary 75.8% duty following an anti-dumping investigation, all part of an ongoing trade dispute. This, combined with previous tariffs on canola oil and meal, is expected to essentially halt Chinese canola imports. Moe told media that he'd be in China in the next couple of weeks and could have another opportunity for engagement this year. Moe said Saskatchewan would work with the federal government to find a solution to the trade dispute and reiterated a call for aid for the canola industry. The CFIA's denial of proposals to mitigate risks around importing American packaged bees has frustrated many in that industry. Some provincial beekeeping groups, including Manitoba and Alberta, have spent years asking the CFIA to reconsider a ban on importing bulk bees from the US. Canadian regulations haven't allowed those shipments since the 1980s for fear of nasties like varroa mites and American foulbrood. Some honey farmers agree with the CFIA's assessment, however, others say risks could be managed. Last year, the CFIA invited the industry to submit risk mitigation ideas, however, those proposals were all smacked down. The CFIA concluded that no feasible science-supported measures could bring the risks into an acceptable range. Beekeeper Kevin Nixon said the response was frustrating because they don't have much clarity on what the CFIA is looking for. Jeremy Althoff of Tees Bees in Alberta suggested it came down to what was more important: a small industry with healthier bees or a growing industry with greater risk of health issues. Before the Ontario Environmental Farm Plan was implemented, farmers were given legal assurances that they couldn't self-incriminate if they reported the conditions on their land. Similar assurances might boost farmer engagement and conservation of at-risk species, according to a recent report. Conservation biologist Tom Nuds said farmers are worried that they'll face restrictions if at-risk species are found on their land. This reduces farmer participation in study and management of these species, which leads to poor data and understanding of at-risk animals. That can lead to delayed action or higher costs for conservationists and governments. Nuds spoke during a recent panel discussion hosted by the Canadian Agricultural Policy Institute. He said policymakers and the scientific community need to cut landowners some slack in return for land access. Jeremy Pittman is an associate professor in the University of Waterloo's School of Planning. He said in his experience, conservation legislation often inadvertently frames landowners as bad people. Recognizing or compensating them for the benefits they provide could help inform science and reduce pressure on species at risk. In case you missed these and other stories from across the Glacier Farm Media Network, visit AgCanada.com or download the AgCanada app.